All right, good morning, Retrothon. Hey, how are you doing today? Tepedino, nice to meet you. And today, bringing this masterpiece of Super Nintendo, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Um, this is very near and dear to my heart. As you can see, this for those who don't know what this is, this is a beat 'em up game of the 1995 movie, and should have a lot of which wasn't really canon about the game for the series. It became canon later. I'm not entirely sure, but well, this is Zombies 8. My name. No, 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 no. um, this is I like to call this game a little bit like an easy mode beat 'em up. Not in the sense that the game is easy, but it's much simpler in some ways. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the gameplay and hey, maybe some Super Sentai lore as we go. Uh, so Power Rangers is based off Super Sentai in Japan. It's basically a spin-off of some series that happen that go each year. And this one is Mighty Morphin is based off Zoo Ranger. And well, let's get this going, right? So the first thing is the category. The category is called normal morphless, but you do morph. And the reason is if you beat the game, I think it's in the hardest difficulty, you get a code where you start morphed, but we don't really want that. Was the new movie recently? Yes, it was. It was Once and Forever. Haven't seen that yet. I really want to, but it is with some of the original crew, including the second formation of with Rocky as the Red Ranger. All right. So the first odd thing about this game is that despite Tommy being the greatest Power Ranger ever, he actually sucks in this game, so we're not gonna touch him. And despite Rocky debatably being the worst Power Ranger, Red Ranger in the history of the series, we're actually gonna run him for most of the series because he's the best character. So yeah, inconsistency, I know. So timer is gonna start when I choose the character. So let's go. So the reason we pick Rocky is because he can defy laws of physics and do a double kick midair. Oh. As you can see, some of the characters, the enemies drop these lightning bolts. And there's a power bar over there. That is an indicator to when we actually can morph. And the reason for that is that we need that is so because morphing actually heals you and does an AoE attack. The bad part is that when you morph, you lose the very, very useful flying kick there. On the other hand, you get this really nifty backflip that is not nearly as useful. I guess it's a lot fancier? I guess it works, right? And you can see that the power bar is still going. And the reason for that is that once you fill up the bar, you get access to the power weapon. And like the Morphin thing, it does deal an AoE damage as well. So as you can see, it is some sign a sort of a double lane, single lane game. We worked the ups and downs a little bit, and this is the power sword. We actually only want this, so this guy does not bother us because he keeps going out of the screen a lot. Oh yeah, as a Morph Ranger, you actually get to grab things. Okay, that sounded weird. Get to hang to things, I'm sorry. And what we want now is to fill up the bar just as we're entering the boss. And I know I said it's kind of like an easy game, and you only have like 5 HP. It's really scary at first, but it works kind of well. Let's see. 2. There we go. So first boss, I'm gonna try to stun lock him. It's a little bit annoying. Oh, you. That was annoying. Oh well. And I mean, the game is just this huge mass of nostalgia with the music and all. So speaking of Power Rangers a little bit, as I was saying, this the series are based off Super Sentai in Japan. Oh, no game sounds? It should be going. Lost the timing there. So this stage is especially annoying because you have this. I got him ready down. I have this airplanes that keep passing by and throwing our party patrol. Is that what they're called in English? I apologize. I have not watched Mighty Morphin in English. Go ahead and morph here. think I'm having a little bit of issues here as well. I'm sorry. So this part is very satisfying slash frustrating because there is this uppercut move we basically don't use in the run. You can, you know, use it for fun and throw back things at the enemies. It does nothing. It's fairly satisfying, to be honest. And in this stage, it actually takes the two lanes out for upper and lower. Despite not looking like it, you do get the chance. It's kind of easy to figure out when you can actually go back and forth with it. So yeah, despite what people may think, I know there's a lot of mockery when it comes to saying, "Oh, Power Rangers like a mock-off of the actually good show." Or it's funny how some good things are actually taken down for picking up in this show. I mean, it's legendary. Alright, let's go to the second boss. So the second boss has a kind of a quick kill where we find a very specific pixel to stand on to kill him from below. I'm gonna do this to bait him out and get a little bit closer. Nope, too close. There we go. So the bosses are pretty straightforward. You get somewhere, you hit them really hard. Sometimes you use your weapon, most of the time you don't because of the lag. In this stage, I'm actually changing to Kimberly. And the reason is this is an auto scroller. It literally does not matter which ranger I'm using technically. So I'm gonna use Kimberly because she walks fast. This beginning this stage. Literally, the enemies I killed, that movement there. Again, this in this stage is annoying in a way. You can't really force the power weapon for the boss, so we don't really bother with it. You simply can't get enough power to morph and get the weapon before the boss. Not without a lot of gymnastics there. So we use Kimberly mostly because, well, oh my god, I'm sorry for the image. I'm having a little bit of a video issues here. One sec. I apologize, folks. I had a small accident at home and unfortunately it damaged a little bit of my equipment here. That's unfortunate. It's flickering out big time. Jesus. I do not know what gives. This is the absolute worst. I'm really sorry. Oh well. So the thing about Rangers that they're all the same when it comes to morphed forms. So you can safely use the Pink Ranger for this stage, mostly because of that. That's some flying fish here. And that also means that we can, for the final stage, use literally any ranger with like. So if you'd like, if you have a request when it comes to the final ranger, please let me know. As long as it's not the white, because seriously, you have no idea how bad it is. So Scalarina is the opposite of the other bosses. We're gonna take a little bit more of reactive movement instead of a proactive. Nice RNG. Basically, if I start attacking Scalarina, it teleports to the other lane, and you keep doing that. So I have to wait for it to attack, so I can mash on it. So very carefully change characters. It's really awkward when you're just rushing through it, and you mash into Kimberly for this stage. She's not as useful anymore. We need this kick. There's a strat that goes with the Yellow Ranger. Because her crouch kick can actually hit two things at the same time, and it helps with this mid-boss. But I'm not really a fan of that strategy. I'll just go as much as I can with the washed up red ranger here. Out. This. So yeah, one interesting thing about the movie is that, and the show afterwards, is that Tommy takes the form of the White Ranger, and That's kind of an original because no, that's really an original because the White Ranger, the Tiger Ranger, is not from the same Sentai as the Mighty Morphin. I think it's from White Ranger, I think. And for those who watched Turbo Force, the original White Ranger was also a kid, and so the whole I'm a kid and I grew up in a morph is unfortunately not an original. They could have stopped in the first one if you ask me. I think my favorite thing about this, the Zuru Ranger, is that the Morphin coins in the original, they're actually just bucklers, like belt buckles. All right, so Magna Brain is like an more annoying version of Mirror Maniac. Technically, you can do the same stun lock we did, but it's so much harder because it keeps pushing me back. There we go. Actually helped a little bit. Yeah, I'm really sorry for the video issues. I really wish that oh my god. This is the absolute worst. All right. This stage is the first one where I actually need a little bit of help from RNG, because you have to kill these robots to get the power to morph, and they drop either a small lightning or a big lightning. If you get really lucky, you can actually morph in the beginning at the stage right before the mid-boss. That really doesn't happen too often to actually rely on. So I'm going with the flying backwards double kick. As physics. Superheroes don't care about physics, right? There you go. So this ninja here, we try to do this double hits. So got like a cycle off of him. All things considered, it wasn't bad. Alright. The thing about morphing and not morphing in that stage doesn't really matter that much. Because I won't be morphing before this part. I want to use it to break that wall over there. Because otherwise it's a lot of hits. Oops. And smashers, because what beat 'em up does not have smashers in? Was that Hanzo for some? I think so. I think it's a reference, Wonderdial. It's extremely similar. So as we got to see the Pink Ranger and then back to Red Ranger, they're actually the same, just with different colors. The White Ranger actually has a different frame and movement, which I know is supposed to be cool and all. It's unique and everybody loves him. It is really bad for the game, especially the backflip. His backflip is like a 1-2 thing. It actually bounces off it. And it's really slow and doesn't nearly work as well as this one. This is one of the most annoying parts of the run for me. It's you did this climb and we're trying to get to full power without overdoing till the very end. Well, we'll get to see if it's Hanzo or not. He shows up again, but this time, oh god, please. There we go. We just throw him off the building. Was supposed to be faster, but you know. Okay, this, all things considered, was really good. So Silverhorn, after a few hits, it becomes invulnerable. So you have to really space out your attacks. Ow. So it doesn't go invulnerable for too long. This is a really good fight. Alright, so one more stage before the final showdown. Just a bunch of flying kicks, and yeah. And this stage has one of the most interesting mid-bosses ever. Oh, my favorite ranger. Do you mean all time or in this game? I mean, it doesn't matter. For sure, it's gotta be Tommy. I don't know, it's... Yeah, oh, his most famous, yes. There's a reason for it. It's just too freaking great. So yeah, as I was saying, this stage has one of the most interesting mid bosses I've ever seen. It's coming up pretty soon. There you go. To this day, I have no idea what it does. Interesting, right? This is like a missile silo from Lord Zed. So we actually have to dodge the ICBMs. I'm not sure what they're actually called. And this is another of those stages where we can't really get the power weapon by the end of the... Okay, went for a skip here, didn't really work. Oh well. This small robot here, unfortunately, was in a very, very bad position for me. The idea was actually to die here. So... just a little bit. Alright, final enemies. So this is the final boss before, well, the final boss. And I think this is the only one I can't really put my finger on where it comes in the show. I think this is just one of the classic, you know, it's not really a boss, it's a brain. Please don't kill me. So yeah, so main brain has like those 3 balls that attack you. Oh yeah, thank you. And we want to see a lot of the green ball away from you. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case, and I had to reposition, and everything went down there from there. And the annoying part is that this boss, you have to jump to hit. So you want to see a lot of the green one, not a lot of the blue one. And some of the... I'm sorry for the Windows noise. So, final boss, I'm gonna go with the nerd, of course. Who didn't want to be Billy? No, right? The bully nerd that actually became a Power Ranger. Not the original one, not after he became all buff and stuff. But yeah, so in this stage you actually face icon use from the start, and it shows what happens when we get to the boss without morphing. It just insta morphs. Stop dashing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so Ivan decided to be a jerk today. Second phase, it's gonna start doing this attack there, and actually, you actually want to see that. Not take damage from that like I did, just see it. I think it's the only attack in the game that actually deals 2 health. Really, really run away from me during the last hit. Alright, so you killed the boss, yay, you happy, we done, right? Of course not. Like that will happen. Now we have a countdown. Yeah, done. It's like, I'm actually gonna die here. The one. It's the one place where it won't be as annoying. Die as some other. Right? Here was I saying how easy this game is to pick it up. I promise it's easy to pick up. Alright, some enemies. Oh yeah, it's an easy escape. Usually you just kill the enemies and game? Game? Hello? Of course. The drama. It doesn't matter how much time you have there. It takes you, it makes you wait for the final seconds to actually save you. And, well, this is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Despite the small technical issues we had, I hope that was enjoyable. This is one of my favorite games of all time. And I promise you that if you pick it up and you play it a few times, you're gonna have wonderful time playing it. And then you have like one of, as I was saying, inconsistencies about the show, like a school match, Tommy versus Rocky. Whoever watched this knows that there is no world where Rocky actually stands a chance against Tommy. Maybe in this game, because Tommy really sucks. But in general, like, seriously, there is no way in heck. Yeah, it was unfortunate we had a little bit of tech issues. I usually like to talk a little bit more about Power Ranger versus Sentai and all that, but I hope you enjoyed it. And there is a lot of other good stuff to go to this day still. I believe that the next one is still Power Rangers. So if you're a fan of the series, hey, hanging around Lightspeed Rescue is also really great. I'd like to thank Retro Gaming for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to show up a little bit around outside of the Brazilian community. I'm a little bit in a hiatus right now, but I do a bunch of Power Ranger and Zelda speedrunning and some Zelda randomizer as well. If you'd like to check out, it will be more than welcome to. And hey, thank you very much for the opportunity, and have a great day.